the US president has put out quite a lengthy statement saying that he wrestled with this decision, but essentially suggesting that his son, Hunter, was a victim of political persecution. He said that other people alleged to have committed those kind of crimes wouldn't have been pursued in the same way. Now, these are two separate cases. Hunter Biden was found guilty earlier this year of lying on a form when he purchased a gun, saying that he was not addicted to drugs. He was awaiting sentencing in that case on December the 12th. And then he was awaiting sentencing in the second case a few days later. That's in California. And that's after he pled guilty to tax evasion charges. Now, in his statement, Joe Biden pointed out that most people are not brought to court when they lie on or are found to have lied on a gun form. And he said that he'd paid back his taxes and therefore seemed to suggest that he shouldn't have been pursued in that way. Joe Biden saying that it was clearly a difficult decision. Let's just read a little more of that. He said, "The charges in his cases came about only after several of my political opponents in Congress instigated them to attack me and oppose my election. No reasonable person who looks at the facts of Hunter's cases can reach any other conclusion than Hunter was singled out only because he's my son, and that is wrong." And Joe Biden asks the American people to understand why a father and a president would come to this decision. Now, it's a tough one because, as you say, Joe Biden has repeatedly said he would not pardon his son. And of course, Donald Trump and many Republicans allege that the justice system has been weaponized, has been used to target him. Now, Joe Biden's decision on this coming at the end of what's a long holiday weekend here, the Thanksgiving weekend. He spent time with his family, including Hunter Biden, in Massachusetts. It also comes ahead of those expected sentences and ahead of an overseas trip that Joe Biden's about to make. So the president clearly thinking that perhaps he had to get in now before he boards the plane for a trip to Africa and before those sentences are upon his son. We'll never know, I guess, what he might have done had he continued as the candidate, or had indeed even Kamala Harris won a second term, another term for the Democrats.
So what happens now, Barbara?
Well, a judge has to formally accept this pardon. You would think that's a formality. I should say that in the terms of this pardon that Joe Biden has signed, he's not just asking for his son to be pardoned for those two alleged crimes, but for any crimes he might have committed in a 10-year period up until the December the 1st of this year. But we would think it's a formality, but of course what will now happen is there will be a lot of reaction from Republicans. It's a little slow getting off the ground. As I say, it's Sunday night here at the end of what's the biggest holiday weekend in the US calendar, Thanksgiving. And what I'm interested in is, will it have an impact, Ross, on how the Senate views some of the candidates that Donald Trump has proposed for his administration, including most recently Kash Patel as head of the FBI, a man who's pledging to exact revenge, I guess, to make sure, as in, Republicans' eyes, that the Justice Department is not weaponized. So Joe Biden, as he leaves office, I think has left himself open to those accusations. But it is his surviving son, Hunter. His other son died of a brain tumor. He had a young baby girl who died in a car crash. So he has held Hunter Biden very, very close throughout his presidency, and he's capping it off with this huge gesture, extraordinary gesture, to pardon him after repeatedly saying he wouldn't.